Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to Everything Pro Wrestling.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jesse Carter over at the Pro Wrestling Shoot. The Pro Wrestling Shoot is a podcast that can be found on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Every single Wednesday before AEW Dynamite, we dive into some of your favorite current-day wrestling, as well as some old-school stuff. We can also be found over on YouTube and Twitch, where we post exclusive video, whether it be content for video games, or wrestling news, or short clips, or even live streams. Come check us out and subscribe to the Pro Wrestling Shoot over on YouTube and Twitch. And if you want to find us on our social medias, it's at the Pro Wrestling Shoot on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok, and over on Twitter at TPWS Podcast. The Pro Wrestling Shoot is not only just a podcast, we are also an independent company when it comes to audio engineering and graphics designs, as well as voiceovers. So come and follow us over on our social medias and check us out every single Wednesday over on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify.
On this day, I see clearly. Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I'm your host, Conrad Cushman, being joined tonight by my esteemed colleague who always co-hosts the Dynamite streams with me when he can be here, when he's not late or ducking me in AEW Fight Forever. It is the man in black, the one, the only man they call Derek.
What up?
Tonight we have an AEW Dynamite review for you. It's the 4-year anniversary, I believe they said, of Dynamite. And I think tonight's a special night as well because one of Derek's all-time favorites made his way over to AEW, and I can't wait to get Derek's reaction on that. With that being said, it's time to fall back like it's autumn, and let's get into another episode of Everything Pro Wrestling. Let's dig it. Yo!
Everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you.
It's another beautiful one.
It's beautiful. Oh no,
It's a beautiful day. Was that what you were going for?
no, I was gonna do that. It's a beautiful morning.
Live water spillage. Don't ever again. Peace. Look at that. I apologize. Oh, yo, that was bad. Yes. We got a lot to talk about tonight once it comes to this show. Derek, we didn't get to do a review of Wrestle Dream. Listen, I'm telling you guys this now. This is your forewarning. If AEW increases the pay-per-view load, we're going to have to decrease our pay-per-view review load because I cannot keep up with that, unfortunately.
It's a lot.
Those may have to wait until Clash of the Podcast, which is live every single Monday at 6:05 Eastern Standard Time, where you can catch myself and Sean Hubbard talk all the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Yeah, I don't know, D. Lots of goodness to get into. I mean, Wrestle Dream overall, what did you think of it?
I thought it was good.
It's sounding real weak right now. I need you to hype it up more.
No, it was definitely good. I think that my only match that I was looking forward to seeing this person win was
Young
Julia.
Bucks?
No.
Young Bucks, new number one contenders for the tag belts?
No. That's just complete. I had to catch myself.
Yeah.
That's complete, utter garbage.
Derek's the reason we also got our monetization limited last week. So watch yourself.
No, I wanted to see Julia Hart win the title. I know a lot of people think it's not her time, but I think with everything that she's been doing lately, I think you missed your opportunity. I don't think people are going to care for it anymore.
No, I think she'll be fine. Rumor has it that, she had a honeymoon kind of to go away. So that was in the plans. We mentioned the Bucks are the new number one contenders for the tag titles. Don't know when they're cashing in. I'm suspecting at Full Gear, LA, home state, home court advantage for them. And that's where they had the first match with FTR. So Yeah. Why you say it like that?
Hmm.
Best wishes to Mark Davis. FTR retained the tag titles. I felt like that match spoiled this match, and yeah, the injury to Mark Davis was terrible to watch during this. But
so he did break his wrist.
I think he's injured. I don't know if he broke it or not, but he definitely hurt it. Big shout out to whose house?
Swerve's house.
Swerve Strickland getting that dub over Hangman Page. I know that put a smile on your face. And Prince Nana, you already know. He was doing a little extra though with it for the pay-per-view, but Nana's been killing the game, and I think Swerve's on the rise, man.
Swerve is on the rise. Good for him.
You mentioned Julia. I thought Julia and Chris Statlander had a heck of a match. I thought they did well. Zack Sabre Jr., Bryan Danielson. If you love technical wrestling, this is the match for you. Two of the best to do it. Hats off to Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
The TV dinner. I know I always joke about it. The TV dinner champion, but the New Japan World TV champ ain't no joke. One of the best technical wrestlers.
That he is.
And in the main event, we had Christian Darby Allin. It was a beautiful thing. I'm not mad at it.
Not at all.
Let's go to some comments, and then we'll go back into getting Derek's thoughts on what you're all here for. BJ said, "What up, everyone? Hope you had a good Wednesday." BJ, hope you had a good Wednesday, sir. The war is next Tuesday. I'll pump them brakes if I were you. We'll talk more about that momentarily. You're doing it next Tuesday? We doing this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Dynamite review will be next Tuesday. Keep that in mind, folks, for the scheduling purposes. They're trying to crush me. Clash of the Podcast and this back-to-back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a long weekend off one of these days, folks. Help a brother out.
Right.
My number one favorite, talking about coming to rescue my number two favorite. Did I write this Adam Copeland story? This may have been the best run over segment in AEW history. All by accident, too.
Right, exactly.
All by accident. Wow. The overrun was needed because TBS messed up the audio. We'll get into that. Nick Wayne has the smolder of a dude trying to practice his move and technique before the big date. Yo, chill. Christian and Adam Copeland feud. Christian is dad of the year. Matt Lopez says, "Good evening, all." Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. Good evening, Conrad. My guy, Derek. So let me get this straight. Copeland strolls into AEW, Christian show, and wants to be a team again. Kick rocks at him. Christian is my hero. Who the hell do you think you are, Adam? You're new here. Christian is not holding your King of the Ring trophy anymore. Get out of here, LOL. He jive was holding Luchasaurus belt like he did the King of the Ring trophy. Eric Douglas, I told you, honestly, I see clearly. Jonelle in the house. What up, Jonelle? Welcome. Adam Copeland versus Christian. Doesn't need the TNT title. Something tells me either Swerve or Bryan's winning that championship.
Yes.
Deanna says War Daddy is back. Burger King in Newports is trending on Twitter.
Oh, jeez.
I'll leave my man Eddie Kingston alone. I thought the Bullet Club War Dogs or Juice Robinson. What up, my brothers in chat? What up, Ace? King Ace. I see the crown. Sing, Derek. Nah, Derek had me feeling. Derek had me spilling water. I loved it. Lots of good matches. Bucks already got the 6-man tag belts. The F is this. They need more gold, apparently. Highlight matches was Danielson, ZSJ, and Swerve and Hangman. It's going to be in Los Angeles. Broken wrist from what he said on Twitter. So it is confirmed. Mark Davis has a broken wrist.
It looked like it, just how he was holding it.
He said Derek got to watch the money. He does. Guy Will Gamble, was good. What I miss in the AEW streets, we're going to go through it all, Guy Will Gamble, I promise you. Match of the night was Bryan ZSJ. Claudio's match with Josh Barnett on the pre-show was amazing. One of my favorites this year. And he's handing out the trophy. Eddie is going to destroy Stokely for real. Funny enough, I ate Burger King for dinner tonight. So did he. At BK Tokyo the Menace in the house.
Oh, you lucky, bro.
You gotta chill with that. Tokyo the Menace says NXT versus AEW. That's what it's been on Twitter all week. But Derek, it's official. Adam Copeland, all elite, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Derek, I guess where do we start? Do we start from like the beginning?
The very beginning.
Damn it, Beavis. No, I'm kidding.
Come to Butthead.
No, seriously. Edge. Derek, explain. Like I've known Derek probably before Edge even debuted as a wrestler on WWF. What did you like about Edge? What brought you to Edge? I'm gonna give you the floor for this one because this is Derek's like first favorite. Like I always heard of, like the way I love Shawn Michaels. Don't judge me. Don't boo me. The way I love CM Punk. Don't judge me. Don't boo me. All right, because I'm right. Is the way Derek loves Edge. So I gotta hear what got you into Edge. Like, this is like the love of the creepy characters, if you guys couldn't tell.
Right, exactly. So I think the very day that Edge debuted with Christian and Gangrel in the Brood, I think it was his presence. His presence was like it was dark, it was evil, and he always had a smile on his face. Almost kind of reminiscent for me of like a modern day Joker almost. Long hair, blondie, but he always was able to just put out a good ass whooping to somebody.
I hear you on the butt whoopings. I hear you.
Listen, I had to, bro. I couldn't shine it up like
we're close to the 10-minute mark. We'll see. I'll let you know this week. Docking your pay.
Right. But no, you know what? Edge has always been a top performer for me. I always like the different style of wrestling for certain wrestlers, and Edge has that certain wrestling style where it's powerful, but it has speed to it on top of that.
He always wrestled like he was a main eventer, kind of. Like
yeah.
He always wrestled bigger than he was.
Yes.
Main eventer. His spear, people have criticized it over the years because of his size, but his spear always looked good.
Yeah.
I thought at least.
Always. And you're not wrong. He definitely always had the persona that like he was bigger than the moment every single time. Like I own this moment. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, this moment belongs to me. So being like a main eventer from day one, how could you not like that?
Derek stopped watching wrestling, and when Edge won the world title, do you know how many people like called me and they were like, "Yo, Edge is the champ, bro," and I was like, "Where have y'all been? Like, where have you guys been watching wrestling?" Derek came from out of nowhere, the woodwork. Okay, I see my man Edge got the title.
Yep.
And Lita. Just saying.
Yep.
Just saying. But times were different, man. But Edge wound up being like one of the greats. And who would have thought 5 years later after he won the title, he'd be retired?
Right.
And then we thought we'd never get to see him again. And lo and behold, the funniest thing that always happens, WWE says you have to retire, your contract's running out, and then right when you say you're about to go somewhere else or you mention it to him, oh, no, you're coming back for me. And I'm like, but I thought you said they could. What?
Right, exactly.
I just want people to just notice these little things. And when Tony Khan offered Edge to come in before all of this, before he returned back to WWE, he went to Vince out of loyalty. And Vince said, no. If you're going to wrestle for anyone, it's going to be for me.
Right.
And he brought Edge back, and they did a wonderful thing.
They did.
I love when he came back for the Rumble. I was legitimately shocked.
Oh man, you know the expression on his face was priceless. Just to see like, wow, I'm back at this again. I never thought I would be doing this again, but now that I'm here, let's live it up.
Crazy. But it's good to have him back. Edge, Adam Copeland, whatever we're going to be calling him. If we make some mistakes, don't blame me. It's going to take me a while to get used to calling him Adam Copeland.
Yeah.
A lot of Adams on this show, a lot of Matts. Adam! BJ says, I guess you could say this episode was timeless. Shocked, but not disappointed. He made the move. Welcome, Adam. If anyone's got a problem with this, like, come on, fam.
Yeah.
Come on, fam.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot more of this within the next year. I hope y'all ready to cry.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
People going to be leaving.
Absolutely.
I even got predictions on some who I think will leave AEW to go to WWE. AEW in LA, Mercedes Moné not in the boot. Maybe Tokyo. Edge got to have new names for his movesets now, though. Come on, E. Don't be judging HBK. HB Shizzle been putting on some good stuff in NXT. Remember, he was horrible in 2.0. Now everybody's like, yeah, HBK, Booker of the Year.
Right.
Deanna said, Brood. Who didn't love the Brood, though? Yo, some of those Attitude Era factions did not last long enough. Even the Hardys in the Brood, not long enough.
No, but dude, like the Brood was highly underrated.
The problem was Gangrel was like the leader, but then he was always like outshined by the other people. So,
and I think that's why the Brood fell apart. It was because Edge and Christian outshined.
Yeah, same thing. Guy Will Gamble says he locks in the Adamcution. We can't call it that. We have to come up with some new names. Adam Copeland versus Jay White being mentioned. The catalyst of pro wrestling today versus the catalyst of pro wrestling during the Ruthless Aggression era.
I like it.
Ace said at the end of Tuesday Night War, y'all know who wins. We do. That's a fact, Ace. That's a fact. One of the better things I've seen put down today. So let's start off with the show. Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega open up. They're kind of backstage talking with Renee. Adam Copeland shows up. They share a couple of good jokes, a few moo ha-has. You know, this how I'ma do you, mama.
Right.
You know what song that's from? You're good. You're a hip-hop fan. Put you on the track and say, baby. Right. Yeah, it was just jokey. We're all Canadian. Ha ha ha. Renee's backstage. She's Canadian. They did what they had to do. A lot of people liked the opening. I was with it. And then we opened up with this match. And I think I'm going to have a very differing opinion than most on this match. It is the AEW International Champion Rey Fenix defending against the ROH six-man tag team champion Nick Jackson. Yippee skippy. So getting into this one, Rey Fenix was doing a lot of selling of his injured back. I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. I'm a little burnt out on seeing this match.
Yes.
You know why? I told y'all last year when they did that 7-match series that it was going to get overcooked.
It was.
You have overcooked this match. I do not want to see these 6 guys wrestling anymore.
No.
I just, as soon as I saw it, I was like, man, I feel like we've seen this, like,
Yeah.
or like a piece of it. I'm not saying that they're bad. The matches aren't bad. Like, if you ask me, is this a good match? Yeah, it's fine. But
we've seen it.
Yes, like,
we've seen it. Best of 7, dude.
Dude, we saw this 7 times, bro. And you just can't keep doing things like that.
No, you really can't. Like it's over. It was overdone when you did the best of 7. You should have left it alone after that. Like they never should have crossed paths ever again, unless if it was just like, all right, you know, we had enough of your stuff. Like you can't keep interfering or whatever. But seeing another match, like even though this is 1-on-1,
match after match after match. I get what they were trying to do, but
it's too much. It's definitely too much.
These guys went out and had themselves a fine match, though. I mean, I'm not hating on it, but I am going to be the one to put a little sour damper on this a little bit.
Right.
I have to be. Like, it's just wrong. He said the submission was the educator. Wait, what about the edge-o-matic?
Ooh.
The legicution. I like it. Dude. I don't know. Listen, at the end of the day, we all knew what this was going to be at the end.
Yeah.
Rey Fenix goes for the Phoenix driver. Nick Jackson rolls through. He goes for the pin, but he reverses it back, and Phoenix leans all the way back, gets the pin and the dub. They went through it in this one, though. They put their bodies on the line. Like I said, I'm not going to be mad at them for doing that. It's just
it's been overdone.
Don't do this match no more.
Yeah.
Stop.
Let this be the last time.
That's just my opinion. Matt Lopez says, who would have thought in 2023 we would have John Cena on NXT and Edge on AEW on the same night? That's a fact. This match could have been so much more. Didn't need to be either, though. Like I said, I don't want them burning out the whole match. Like I said, stay away from each other for a while, then come back to it later.
Yes.
Ray is going to lose next week. He said skip this match. I don't blame you. Yo, what if he started using his last name and he locks in the coping mechanism? Actually, doesn't sound bad. The copium. That's what them AEW fans been doing. Y'all better quit putting them 9.2s on Cage Match. Stop capping. Stop the cap.
The Copeland.
I know the CM Punk haters want to say everything's fine.
Right.
Them ticket sales don't show that. So cut it out, stop the lies, and get with it. Next, we had a segment with Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, The Kingdom, and here's what it sounded like. The audio is terrible.
For the second time.
Second week in a row, bro. I don't know if it's TBS. I don't know if it's something else. I was just messaging back and forth with my buddy Casey about this, and he was saying that Tony should take ownership of it. I agree, but I also don't agree, because how many weeks or how many times, because I told Derek this happened multiple times. Remember the NBA game that played on TNT? This has been happening since they first started this deal.
Yeah.
How many times am I going to take the blame for you messing up? And then he said that he should go behind closed doors and then ream them out for it. But what's that going to do? If he's done that already, how many more times are you going to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So
I hear him though. Like, I get what he's saying. Tony should just own it. But at the same token, I'm not going to keep owning this if you're the ones messing up.
No, because if I have my own production team, we did the contract. We're going to make you money, so let my production team do what they're going to do. If your production team has suggestions, okay, we'll do some. We'll listen. But at the same time, you also have to give me the opportunity to make things happen.
Maybe they can't do that because of how it is on TBS. I don't know.
Maybe. But if that's the case, TBS, get it together.
Get it right. Get it tight.
Because you don't do this for your movies.
Well, I mean, you're just streamlining the audio. This is live. No, it's different, bro. We're live,
bro.
Pal. Live TV. Yo,
bro.
How many times has something went wrong when we're doing this? Be honest.
True.
I spilled water on myself in the beginning of this from laughing. Bad stuff happens. I get it. But
that's a reputation for TBS, though.
I hear you. They're supposed to be the big dogs.
Yes.
I get it. We're just two dudes in front of a green screen.
I'm a dude. He's a dude.
She's a dude. We're all dudes. Hey. Yeah. Did that Good Burger movie come out yet? Is that next year?
Next year.
Classic. Well, we didn't get to see that segment, but we're going to talk about it because they replayed it. That's why we were late tonight. Griff Garrison versus Wardlow.
Stiff leg Garrison.
Griff Garrison seeing Brian Pillman getting ready to go to NXT, and he's like, damn, what did I do, homie?
Right.
Power bomb 5 times. Paul Turner stops the match. Wardlow came out there like he had something to do tonight.
Yeah.
And he just delivered power bombs and left. He is sick of it.
But you know what, though? I like the way that he came back.
The start and stop pushes have to stop, though, for him. It's time. Like, if you're about to do this, let's put this into, no pun intended, full gear, and let's let this dude get into what he's going to get into.
Yeah, let him do his thing. Let him do his thing to get wherever he needs to go. But I agree, you definitely have to stop the start and push. Like, no, you can't. We got to stop.
I wish I had graphics for this, but I don't. You know why? Because Tony Khan didn't put them up. So you know what that means? Well, call for the man. Call for the man. We may have to add Adam to this. Adam.
Yes. But you know what, bro? That has to go for a long time. It has to. But I feel like it's not going to.
We'll see.
But this has been the best that Roddy's ever been.
It is. I'm digging Roderick Strong in this whole thing. So
wait. Can we address the fact? Why were they stroking the giraffe?
Well, hold on. We're skipping one segment that happened in between. So Don Callis addresses Sammy Guevara is not here, even though he was publicized for the match, and it was supposed to be Sammy and Konosuke versus Jericho Omega. No Sammy. So he then announces Kyle Fletcher will be taking his place later on tonight, just so that we are clear on things. Cool. Fine and dandy.
Right.
Move forward. We then get to the replay of Cole and Strong. So He shows up. He's on crutches. He's like, what are we going to do here, Roddy? Adam! He gets him in. He was like, listen, I got a surprise for you. It's in this nasty sheet that he can't even pull off sweet because he's in a wheelchair with his neck brace on. He pulls it off, and he's like, I can't be the only one on wheels. They show them chasing each other around the house with a wheelchair and a scooter for Cole's leg. So this is like the injured house right now. Everybody's hurt. And then you got the Kingdom stroking this like stuffed giraffe creepily. Matt Taven, best work he's done in a minute. Right. And I haven't said that in a long time. Rob will tell you. They crushed it, bro. They crushed this entire segment.
They did. Now, just imagine if the audio was on point the first time. This would have been so much better.
Yo, how did Sick show up right in time to say keep Paul White off my MF and television? Sammy might be having his kid today. Copy that. I didn't know why he wasn't there. So, okay. But that makes sense. Fair game.
All right.
So the segment then was, well, I'm getting ready to go. And he's like, well, I need you, Adam. I need you to help me move furniture. So the dude with the messed up leg is supposed to help move furniture in the Kingdom, who are two able-bodied like gentlemen, can't help you. Okay. So Rodriguez is trying to move everything by himself with one arm. Hilarious. And he's like, thanks, man, you did great. And they do a little funny, cheesy segment, and they move on from it from there.
Wait, Adam, I still need you.
Man.
Dude, I'm sorry. That has to go on for a long time.
I think it will, though, because of his injury, and they can just play it up off of that.
It has to go for a long time.
You can keep segments coming every single week when it comes to that. I don't even have the next match in. So it was a great replay. Wish we could have heard it the first time.
Right.
Lesson learned with the audio. He said, how did I know? That shows up like the bat signal. We should. BJ, next shirt. Bat signal with Paul White's hand. Someone's got to buy it. Someone's got to buy it. There wasn't enough Kingdom pushing during this segment. Not a single pile driver, or a punched wiener. You saw they have a shirt now that says that punching people in the wieners are giving them pile drivers. And these dudes call people Melvins. Come on. Come on.
Yeah. Perfect.
Next up, we have the Acclaim versus Kip Sabian, Butcher, and Blade. But we don't even do that no more for them, bro. Can you guess who won, everybody? Can you guess? The Acclaim win. They do their usual shenanigans. Right. The rap, scissor me daddy ass. They go out there, scissor me timbers. They hit the mic drop. They win.
Right. Well, the only plus in this match, neither did the Butcher or the Blade get pinned.
Yeah, they didn't get pinned in this match. Just what the F, man. Why can't the Butcher and Blade get a dub once in a while? It ain't gonna kill you. See, they always pair them with someone where I'm like, they're not gonna win with this person.
Yeah, no. Dude, I'm telling you, if we could do the booking for them.
Bro, I'm telling you, Butcher and Blade would be APA. We only want meat or money. That's it.
Right.
Play. And they would just be beating ass. That's it. That's all they would need to do. Let them just beat people up. Like they're the roughest, toughest dudes around. You don't have a team really like that.
No, and they fit that persona right now. That is them right now.
Chris in the house. What up, Conrad? What up, Derek? What up? Much appreciated. Matt Lopez, when will the Butcher and Blade get their due? I don't know, bro.
I don't honestly. I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think they ever will. Not on this stage. I feel like they have to go to Ring of Honor, and I think that's a smack in the face to them. I definitely think that.
Oh no, Guy Will Gamble. We already said play. There is no pausing tonight. We are in full gear mode now. Play. So what do we got lined up for next week? We got Moxley versus Fenix is announced for the title. You have Saraya versus Shida. We got more matches than that. We'll get into them later on. We get a timeless Tony Storm vignette. Tony Storm is a hot mess, basically.
Yes.
If you ever seen Chelsea Green's old character, it's kind of like that mixed with Marilyn Monroe. She's absolutely out of it. Her and Juice are a match made in heaven. I would love to see them together on screen.
Her and Juice would be
money,
but it would be today's Bonnie and Clyde.
Yes.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Tokyo said Good Burger 2 comes out in November.
Oh, okay. All right.
Butcher and the Blade and Impact would be good. They would do fine there. I don't think Blade would go back there, though, because he was there before, if you guys remember, under a different name. I don't know if he would want to go back, but they're on the biggest stage. I'm sure they're getting paid well. It's just like, I just want to see them get more. But
I think at this point in time, I think they deserve a title run. It doesn't have to be long. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. But I think they've cemented their talent, their what's the word I'm looking for?
Legacy. Their being in pro wrestling.
Yeah, basically. Like I feel like they've done that, and I feel like they deserve their just due. There we go.
Yeah, I know Kenny Omega mentioned them in the media scrum. I just want to see them get some more when it comes to it.
They need more.
Now, like I said, Tony Storm's vignette, I thought this was wonderful.
It was. And
RJ City's great too. Like, I love RJ.
RJ City's great. To me, it and you guys could just agree or disagree with me on this, but I definitely felt like if you've watched 101 Dalmatians, the movie, if you watch that, that's almost like Cruella de Vil, bro. Like in the beginning, it's almost like Cruella de Vil. Like just her sporadic talking, sporadic movements, everything.
I like the old Hollywood feel that comes with it, how they book stuff with her. I think that they can have her do a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot with this. So
actually, honestly, bro, you could build a faction behind her with this gimmick.
Yeah, if you get enough people that are hot messes, you could really do something with this. And I think they can do some really cool entrances with her for like the big shows coming up and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Storm's a star is what I'm saying. Timeless Tony Storm is the new gimmick name. It's going to work. I have a good feeling about this. So we get that vignette, and then AEW goes on like these vignette crazy for like a whole section of time. Because I'm only in like 2 dots into what I took for notes. Danielson versus Swerve, #1 contender for the TNT title next week. That should be good.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
Bryan Danielson highlights with his match with ZSJ are shown. Hangman Adam Page shares words with his match with Swerve. We're not going to get into this. Swerve won. We talked about it before.
Yes.
Then out comes our boys from the Bang Bang Gang, Bullet Club Gold, Juice Robinson, and the Guns come out.
Juice, my boy.
Juicy. They come out and they are upset because of Jay White getting attacked by someone in the devil mask. MJF said that the mask was stolen. No one believes him. Why? Because he was a heel. So nobody trusts him. This is all a setup, though. MJF comes out. He controls the crowd like The Rock. He tells them to chant ass boys at the Guns. And then he tells Juice Robinson, he said something about his taint. I don't know. It sounded inappropriate. But he said that, and Juice was like, I'm rock hard.
Right.
And he's just going in. He's going crazy. The gold tooth's wiggling. All types of mannerist stuff when it comes down to this. MJF says he'll fight all of them in a Stockton, California street fight. He starts taking the shirt off. He gets in the ring. They back away. But why did they? It's a setup. It's a trap. Jay White comes in. Blade Runner. Down goes MJF. And we have our full gear main event set. They steal his title. They go up the ramp. And MJF says, you want a match with me? 2 words for you. You're on. And he slams down the mic, and it's a match. So we've got the full gear main event set.
I'm ready. I think that match is going to hit.
DNSL's waiting for wire hangers. Watch out for the shoe. Their time will come. Have patience. Nah, patience running thin, Ace. They're going to bring in new tag teams. They ain't going to want to push them.
Right.
You got to be set, cemented in your role. Tony Storm loving it. Matt Lopez says, "Thank you, Danhausen, for the A boys. Pay Danhausen for it." Why, Derek? Why? I like this segment, though. I thought it was well done. MJF, one of the smartest people in the company. He's probably my favorite performer out of everyone.
Oh, yeah.
He got a body slam over in a 2-on-1 match with Dutch and Vincent. Like, from,
That and a freaking kangaroo kick.
Oh, my God. That kick is ridiculous, but people love it now.
Dude, at that and a double clothesline.
He got a drop kick. He's getting the most basic moves over. But you go out there and do all them flips and all that stuff, like about to break your neck and hurt yourself.
And he's doing basic moves, and those are hitting better than the high flying.
And I gotta give a shout out to Vincent and Dutch too.
Yes,
Dutch, number one, he's got a nice boss man slam. I don't know why I want to say that.
He does.
He got a little bit of that big Bubba Rogers in him. I don't know if it's the suspenders that makes me think that, or that I love that WCW theme, but big Bubba Rogers. I like their group, man. There's hope for them. They could do something with that.
Bro, after I showed you that trailer, you put the right people behind
you
that.
gotta chill with that, dude. I'm scared to watch that movie, but I kind of want to see it.
Bro,
now.
you have to. You have to, bro.
What up, Chad? I'm so far behind on a bunch of stuff, dude. I'm still trying to watch The Wrestlers, bro. Like, I only watched the first show of it, and I'm like, Tony Storm, best women's character in all of wrestling right now.
Yeah. I can see that.
I hear you. After that, we go backstage with Orange Cassidy and Hook. They're eating chips. I don't know what these cats were doing, bro. They were eating chips. Yeah. You should be the one facing for the international title. Yeah, I know. He just eats a chip. They offer Renee chips. Then Excalibur makes some joke about ketchup chips because she's from Canada. They're nice chips if you've ever had them. You ever had the ketchup chips? Yeah. I had them once before. They're not bad. I've even had the dill pickle chips. They're not bad either. Oh, you too good for a pickle? Play. Worst behavior tonight. I apologize. Let's get into this tag match. Like I said, apologies for the graphics. But we had a matchup here with the Golden Jets, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. Jericho and Omega worked pretty well in this, like a little well-oiled unit. Favorite spot in the match was Kyle Fletcher hits a beautiful Michinoku driver, and we get a nice blue thunder bomb from Konosuke Takeshita. Two of the worst kickouts I've ever seen, though, to follow up from that. Me and Derek were dying. Jericho just like rolled over. Like that was the kick. I was like, that sucks.
I don't have any energy.
He's like, all right, I'm out. They battle back and forth throughout all of this. The one-winged angel. You caught it. I was gonna definitely make a joke, but you caught me. The one-winged angel. The one-winged angel on Kyle Fletcher for the win.
1, 2, 3.
Don Callis on commentary blames him instantly. I should have never let him team up with him. Yeah. And then they're about to get the beat down, and out of nowhere, Jericho and Omega turn their attention to Don Callis, who's up at the top of the ramp with the commentary team. Powerhouse in his home state. Clotheslines both their heads off. Then he proceeds to take Kenny Omega across the guardrail and takes him to the woodshed and puts his head in between like that bike rack gate that they have. And he ripped out one of the bars to stick his head in so he could beat him down.
Dude. Oh my God. That's what you're supposed to do with Powerhouse Hobbs, bro. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Power on display.
He annihilated. So he gets a chair. He's beating down Jericho and Omega. Don Callis tries to tape Kenny's arms. Kenny's in the midst of him fighting back, got one of his arms loose, and then they were like, what do we do? They tried to tape it again, and then they were like, yo, just keep your arm there. And then it just fell off again. They were like, forget it.
Right.
It ain't working. Don Callis gave a chair shot to Kenny Omega. Yikeroo. Hopefully that chair was gimmicked. Painful to see that though in today's day and age in wrestling, like where chair shots to the head happen. But it looks like Powerhouse Hobbs is now aligned with a new faction. He has went from Team Taz to QT to over here. He's been in a lot of factions. Can we please get something that sticks for Hobbs?
Yes.
Do not make this guy leave. Like, please.
You don't have the leg up right now to let people leave.
Just sad, but it looks like they're building the Jericho Omega story with Don Callis, though.
And I'll take it.
Deanna says the righteous are underrated.
They are.
Chris D, how's the treehouse? We ain't getting what's going on in the treehouse now. Puff, puff, pass, pass. Ain't none of that going on up in here. This is EPW After Dark. It is a little late. My favorite match of the night was Tony Storm and Sky Blue match. Made sense. Both were peaches. Come on, Chad. Hobbs looking like a final boss. Kenny Omega still can't beat Konosuke Takeshita. He ain't pinned him. I really wish they would have had MJF go through all of Bullet Club. Still time for that.
Absolutely.
And we're going to get into that segment. Well, I guess we can talk about it now since you brought it up. MJF's backstage eventually shown later on. He's in the injury room, and they said they're going to have to make room because Young Bucks left earlier because Nick Jackson got hurt in the Fenix match. That's why they weren't there to come out. Paige wasn't there. He was still licking his wounds from that swerve beating. And not appropriate there. Not appropriate. So they show the beatdown. That's what goes down. And they're backstage, and MJF's getting worked on. And then all of a sudden, the trainer who's giving a massage on his neck, Max Caster, shows up. He's like, get out of here. I got this. He starts massaging him. And he's like, yo, dude, stop leaving those love letters in my bag. Stop saying weird stuff to me on social media. Kids, don't Google it. Parents, get your parents' permission first.
Right.
But Max Caster leaving some little nasty comments on MJF stuff. You got to watch that, man. They've been doing this for years, though, and it's hilarious. But I think this is going to lead to MJF and the Acclaimed with Daddy S going up against Bullet Club Gold.
I agree with this.
And I think Bullet Club Gold will also get the Trios title shot at the pay-per-view.
Yes.
So looks like we got some goodness happening here. Let's see. Omega versus Hobbs should be fun for Full Gear. I hope that's a match they would consider doing.
Oh,
I still feel like he's going to go through Konosuke, and maybe Hobbs and Jericho will be what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see. I really wish they'd have MJF go through all the Bullet Club. We just left off at that one. So getting back into this, Samoa Joe cuts a promo. He's in a suit. He's got the cigar with the alcohol in his hand. And Samoa Joe says he reminds MJF that he's got his eyes on him still. And he says that when he's hungry, he always finds a way to eat. And I thought that was a good promo showing that how beast he was.
Joe always puts on.
I was a little disappointed they didn't show his opponent from the All In match because, you know, they showed that. I wonder who it was. Say his name, cowards. Say his name.
Say it!
They definitely put it on, though. Samoa Joe looking like he was in the main event Mafia again. Samoa Joe's a little devilish. I love Joe, though. Joe with the cigar cutter. Thing of beauty. He was looking like a boss. Let's get into the Tony Storm and Sky Blue match. Hello. So these ladies went in and they crushed it, I thought. Sky Blue came off a little different to me because of this. And me and BJ were talking offline about it a little bit. And I thought maybe it was because she got misted. They did make sure to show that Julia Hart misted her.
Listen, bro.
Is that mist still having an effect on people?
Listen, bro. I'm telling you, I'm calling it. I am calling it, bro. The family is going to grow.
I don't know if they're gonna join, but remember Willow got it too.
Right, and Willow has not been the same since she's gotten Mystic.
It's interesting. Tony Storm here, though, the match was really about Tony Storm. Her big announcement was that she became timeless Tony Storm. And she did a great job in this, and she hits Storm Zero, picks up the win. This is a solid match. Like I said, Sky Blue has been doing great.
Yes, Sky Blue has jumped leaps and bounds.
If you are a Sky Blue fan, do not be disappointed in her performance here. What is that?
Oh, well, you said if anybody was a Sky Blue fan.
Oh, yeah, don't be disappointed in Sky Blue. But it's Toni Storm's time right now. Like, timeless Toni Storm is over. She's been one of the best, I would say, overall workers in the company for them to just go to, especially for the women's division. So I think it's her time to shine. Let it rock. Let it rock. Then we get the announcements. Rampage, I missed some 8-person tag. There were a bunch of people in it. I don't know. Watch Rampage Friday.
That's too much.
I'm just letting you know the times. Where was I? Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir. ROH has a 4-way match happening. This is where Newports and Burger King began to tread because of what Stokely said about Eddie Kingston. He said we need a champion that rocks Tom Ford. That smells like Newports and Burger King. Yeah. ROH #1 contender title shot. You're gonna get Johnny TV versus Commander versus Lince Dorado versus Penta. Right now, my two favorites are either Johnny TV or Penta to win. I say give it to Penta.
Yeah, absolutely.
Collision is going to be on at 7 p.m. this Saturday, so not the usual 8. Brace yourself. We are going to have FTR defending the tag titles against Big Boot, Big Bill, and Ricky Starks. Toni Storm will also be going up against Kiera Hogan. Next week on Dynamite, when we're back to review it, which will be on Tuesday, we are going to have it's what is it? Title match Tuesday. We are going to get Toni Storm, or I said not Toni Storm, excuse me, Ray Phoenix versus Jon Moxley, Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson, #1 contender for the TNT title, Saraya versus Hikaru Shida. We're going to get Powerhouse Hobbs versus Jericho, Jay White versus Adam Hangman Page, and Adam Copeland versus Luchasaurus. I don't know what Luchasaurus says these days, but that's the matchup. Main event segment, they gave it to the Rated R Superstar. Shout out to WWE for not renewing that. Right. Adam Copeland. So he has it now. He cannot be called Edge. So we are going to have to get used to calling him Adam Copeland. He comes out. He says, there's a lot of big matches for me to have. Insert every name you can imagine. Miro, Hobbs, lots of people. He can rekindle some feuds. He can fight people he's never fought before, like Kenny Omega and such. He goes out there and he calls out Christian Cage. Out comes Christian because Christian's the man. That's how he rolls. And he goes out there and he says, listen, even though I know that you're a douche, basically, I won't say the words he used. There was a lot of censored stuff in this.
That it was.
He said that I still love you. And he said, how about we team up and let's end our careers together? #1, bro. Who is teaming with you? Who is teaming with you after you done turned on them and ruined the plans with Sting? Adam Copeland tried to tell some story about how they like he used to want to get like Sting's haircut as a little kid and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
They did that, and he's like, so are we in? Are we tagging or what? Christian opens up for the hug, he gives him a hug. His look never changed on his face the whole time. He said, go F yourself,
right,
as his answer to him for teaming up. And he looked shocked, and he said, I'm going to remind you next week of who you're facing and what you're getting yourself into around here.
Right.
And they showed Luchasaurus. They did their thing here.
Honestly, take that. Look at Adam Copeland's face. So Luchasaurus comes out and Nick Wayne comes out. But look at the stare. The stare was priceless. Like, bro, I'm coming after you now. I don't care who you put in front of me. I'm coming after you.
Isn't it crazy how fast, like we were talking about how the international title has elevated over the TNT title?
Oh, yeah.
TNT title starting to come back up. Yeah. And that one's going back down. Peep the game. Peep the game. I like this though. It's still a good welcome to have Adam Copeland in. Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. They're trying to make you forget about Punk #1. I get it. Look at all the views that he had.
That's only gonna get you so far.
Let's see where it is in a year from now. Let's see what they're doing. I want Adam Copeland to go in and crush, though.
Yes.
I do think they have potential to have some great matches. This was a big coup that they needed to get some buzz around their company, their promotion. Leave your scores for what you thought of the show. Derek, I'm going to come to you after we get through these comments on what you thought. So this will give you some time to think.
Gotcha.
Joe, when he hits high-flying moves and moves out of the way. Or, excuse me, Joe, when he moves out of the way of high-flying moves. Joe was craving a steak, egg, and cheese bagel, not MJF. Tony Storm and Sky Blue was very good. And there ain't nothing wrong with a good old steak, egg, and cheese. The misting effect. How many times is this dumbass going to get sprayed and misted? Rob said. I ain't got an answer for that. Right. Big who? Big Bill. MJF and the Acclaim versus Bullet Club Gold, please. I think you're going to get that, Eric.
Yeah.
Are you on my TV? Wait, AEW on my TV, NXT on my phone next Tuesday? Might have to try to double up. Tony Storm is super over. That's a fact. Luchasaurus these days play the Dragon Dagger so I can do something on TV. Adam Copeland think it's 1997 again, LOL. I think that they addressed the MJF Max Caster one-sided bromance on TV. Oh, I love that they addressed it, yes. Luchasaurus doesn't have to say any words because he's a dinosaur. Christian Cage has only one best friend, that is Luchasaurus. He's got Nick Wayne now. He's got a son figure.
Right. Wayne.
Lose MJF and it's a wrap, Tokyo said. Yeah. MJF needs to be put in bubble wrap and protected. Any way Tony Khan can get him, they should. What did you think of tonight's show, Derek? What are we saying for it?
I will give it a B-.
Fair.
Give it a B-. Only because I feel like,
is it a new era like Tony Khan claimed? That Jacksonville Dixie stuff, you got to stop it, bro. You got to stop doing that. Because what new era is it? That he showed up? Adam Copeland showed up? I mean, that's cool, bro, but that's not new era.
No.
New era means like the game has changed. Like everything's going to change about how we do stuff.
Yes.
Don't say that, bro.
I think
it's a way to lose your audience.
Yeah, I think Adam Copeland coming in was a breath of fresh air, but I don't think it's the change of an era that you're talking about.
I agree. For me, tonight's show, I don't know. If I have to go thumbs up, thumbs down, I'll give this a thumbs up show. Wasn't bad. It got progression. We know where we're going with things. Full gears being built towards. Now we got to just get through to see how do we build towards it.
Right.
Week to week. That's how we're doing it. Technically, Brodus Clay was a dinosaur and he talked the Funkasaurus. We ain't talking about him on here.
It's true though.
Nah, we ain't talking about Big Brody. Not after that NWA run. AEW New Generation era. How's everyone's father doing tonight? Look, I'm not a Christian fan, but that's the coldest line I've heard in a while, especially when you know the reason why he asked that question. Yo, Christian is bugging. At the press conference, at the media scrum, please tell me y'all heard when they were talking about Inoki's grandkids. Yeah, their grandfather passed, right? Mad quiet for a minute, and he kept that cold look on his face. I was like, yo, someone needs to beat him up. He has no redeemable qualities. He is an old school heel at its finest.
That's it. Yes.
Matt's giving it a 7.5 out of 10. EPW 10 out of 10. My man. 7 out of 10 from Ace. 7 out of 10. I respect it. I think it's a respectable thumbs up. I think I'm going to go 7 out of 10 if I had to go for a number base.
I'd say 7.5.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Adam Copeland's just adding to whatever the hype is. Yeah. He's building it up a little bit more. So I thought it was a fine show, though. Like I said, I'm not going to rip on this one. 7.3, Chad says.
Okay, I respect that still.
I'm waiting for BJ to tell us the Pizza Hut score here. And if you guys got comments, hit the like button for us. That helps out greatly in the algorithm. Yes. Helps more people see us. So please continue to do that. Let's see. I guess we got to talk about this before we head on out, man. NXT, and this doesn't even include the Asuka match. Asuka's going to be wrestling next week as well. I think she's wrestling Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne Perez, okay.
Yeah, you got a major announcement from Cody Rhodes, even though he's on the main roster. I don't know why you have to come to NXT to make an announcement. You have Carmelo Hayes with John Cena, and Paul Heyman announces that the Tribal Chief is going to let him counsel Braun Breaker and be in his corner. They are throwing everything at this to beat AEW in the ratings.
Yes. Honestly, the only thing that I am excited about is the Braun Breaker situation.
I mean, Melo's been doing it. Melo did lose the NXT championship. Dom just got a belt back. NXT's been a little wonky, like crazy lately.
True, but I don't understand.
Guy Will Gamble gets it. What brand split? It don't exist, bro.
I just don't understand why Cena's going to wrestle Carmelo Hayes.
Matt said, what is Cody's major announcement at NXT? You got me, brother. You got me. Also, WWE biting AEW whole flow with the NXT versus ROH.
Yes.
Hey, listen. They wanted comp. This is what comp is. Go out there, put on your best show. Honestly, if I'm Tony, I wouldn't worry about the ratings next week.
No.
Who do you think comes out on top in the ratings? Is this gonna be one of them nasty even splits, maybe?
No, I think it's gonna be closer than.
So you think someone's winning this?
I think someone's winning this.
Is it NXT or is it because they're putting, like I said, Cena? That's a lot of people from the main on there, and I'm sure they're gonna hype it up on Raw.
I don't think NXT has enough to push past AEW.
And people can't act like AEW's going to NXT's night.
Right.
So
like I just don't see anything that NXT could do to push past it, unless if they put on stellar matches. Like in order for them to pass AEW, they have to put on a stellar match from start to finish. Honestly, I don't care for John Cena and Carmelo Hayes. Why? Because I don't care for John Cena.
Well, they're Boston guys. That's why they did that.
Who cares?
The Red Sox care.
And where are they?
Touche. Guy Will Gamble likes the character turn with Braun. A lot of people do. NXT ducked the smoke first, if I remember correctly. They did switch days. They were on Wednesdays, and they were like, let's sit down. John Cena will be in Melo's corner. Hey, WWE could have went big, but no way was Roman showing up for NXT.
Right.
You never know. He might just show up though in the crowd sitting there.
That will be the only thing that in my opinion, that I would say would push NXT past AEW.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. NXT is gonna be something to be messed with next week. Rob comes in. NXT is established on Tuesday. They've been holding pace with Dynamite's viewership lately. Dynamite on an unfamiliar night is gonna tank, unfortunately. Same place the Blue Jays are, Rob says.
This is very true. I say dismantle that whole team.
Guy Will Gamble says Tupac cares if nobody else cares. I'm you know what? I'm a Yankees guy, and I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the same way. Like, let's just get rid of everyone except for Judge and start again, and get base hitters and stop trying to think you're the Minnesota Twins. But I digress.
Most felonious team ever, bro.
Oh, Minnesota?
Yes.
Power hitters, bro.
No, garbage.
Someone in Lost in the Show, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, so listen, we're about to get on out of here, but do me a favor, guys. Spread the word about the channel. Leave a like. Give me something. If you haven't done something in a minute for us, I don't know. Find something. Leave us a review somewhere. Find another podcast outlet and leave us a review. Let people know how great, if you think Everything Pro Wrestling is great. Let people know. All right. Another way you can help out, liking videos, spreading the word, and just coming in here and talking wrestling, man. It's great. The good news is we can watch Chucky unbothered next week.
Very true.
Very true. It's a sick pleasure of mine to watch Chucky, but it's always fun. With that being said,
Andy,
I was just playing with you. Oh, Charles. You
stupid.
we're going to be out for this episode. Leave us some comments down below if you watched this after the fact. I appreciate you guys. We'll be back next week. Dynamite will be on a Tuesday for the review, and Clash of the Podcast will be on Monday. Make sure you guys keep it locked with us. Thank you for showing love to Everything Pro Wrestling. For myself and the man they call Derek, we are out for this episode of EPW 1.
Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinions, the lesson, yes. By the fans, for the fans, not many in this can understand, this the podcast to show you who I am, Conrad Cushman, the legend in the plans, please listen every day to the showcase, the opinions and knowledge that anyone can take, showing you how it is done, proving I am number one, what a legend becomes. This is now my time to show you that I am here. This podcast just to make it loud and clear. By the fans, for the fans, not many who's here can understand everything pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast here for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinion and the lesson, yes. Everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you. Listen to the podcast for the people, the best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin, the opinions, the lesson, yes.